venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings.
What up, what up, what up, what up, YouTube? Back again with another video. Playing my man Vikings today. And this first section of the video is talking about folks that play Madden 22 like they do Madden 21. With the bumping, man defense, stuff that they had going on there, and well, basically kind of find out the hard way that doesn't work anymore. And I think last video I talked about Goodwin, the addition on the team, and you know, it's nice when you have weapons. You see the difference when you have weapons on your team and when you don't have weapons on your team, and know when to exploit those weapons when you have them. So as the game progresses, you know, I'll get to that point, you know, whenever I get to it, you know, once you start explaining the defense and the look that I'm looking for, and I try to take advantage of it. Another thing I did do, I moved Mooney into the slot, and I left Goodwin outside. So I realized in my gameplay what I was doing was I was making adjustments in game to move Goodwin up to the outside. Because there's a lot of plays because he hasn't primarily played in the slot. So with my depth chart, I just moved Mooney into the slot. That way I don't have to worry about keep changing him all the time. Because that's how I see matchups, and for some reason Mooney doesn't have the strength enough to beat some of the cornerbacks off the line of scrimmage. So as the season goes on, hopefully he gets his ratings up. I can possibly move Mooney back outside, but for right now, I think I just switch Goodwin to the outside and just leave Mooney in the slot. I'm not really missing much, just 3 difference in speed, but then that, you know, that counts a lot based on what I see my opponents do as I drop him here on a sack. He almost did score there a second ago, but moved him from like 2-yard line all the way to the 13. He's going to try to run this route all the way across the field as usual. And we're going to knock him down and turn him over on downs as I take over here on offense. So yeah, man, you know, people just always running like the old stuff. And right here, look at this. It's man-to-man, he just moved that safety. And yeah, I might hit Robinson here, but I'm noticing it. I'm like, alright, it's going to play this man bump crap again. So initial phases here, as you can see, you know, I'm not really not going to hit Mooney on top. I missed it. Look at my center, look at what he does here. He just let the guy roll through. But I told you, he's always been doing his plain man defense with, you know, using the safety on the top. So I got Goodwin over here in the slot to the left, and I already know it's just 1-on-1 of the slot corner. Just a matter of who's going to win the matchup, and he doesn't see this coming at all. And that was the holdback from last year, and people watch the gameplay understand what I'm saying when I don't have the weapons that most people have. And I was saying last year that I have to drive upfield because I just can't take shots. I don't have the way the game played last year with the bumping and everything. I didn't have any receivers that could just straight up just blow your defense up. And that's what I'm seeing here, and that's what I'm loving about 22 is if you want to play those automatic defense where you just want to bump and put your safeties to the flats, you know, go ahead and do it. At least now I have the personnel that's going to blow you up. You know, you better watch over the top all the time. You're going to get blown up over the top. So that I like. It makes people have to think on defense when you make it a little bit, you know, a little bit better than it was last year. Because I always say last year, this is auto defense. This is not playing defense. You just bump me and then you let the computer play everything for you. You know, you don't have to do anything as a user. So there are times where during games last year where I did find ways to put the user in compromising positions where they have to play defense, and you can see a lot of times they fail because all they want to do is take the user and just run around the middle of the field, look for any breaking routes to the middle like slants or anything, and try to cover those, because that's what most people generally would do to beat man, is try to run receivers across the field and slants, double slants, all that, to try to get away from the defender. So I mean, you've seen a lot of people getting exposed this year because that safe space that we're in last year with the man defense is not around anymore. And in the game I was playing next is coming up with the Saints. Too bad you couldn't hear what my opponent was saying. But in my ear, you could just hear him going, like, defense is terrible this year. I'm like, defense, you know, like, it's working fine for me because the way I play defense this year is the way I've always played defense. It's zone defense. and I try to take away what I see you do the most on the field, and that's it. So I don't need to play man, I don't need to play, and it's all help defense. So there's no need to man bump anybody and glitch out. You know, here's a glitch out blitz play you can use, and you know, no, I play you straight up. And the more they improve the game to make it that way, the harder it is for people that basically, you know, exploit vulnerabilities in the game like man defense. And this year, man defense is still tough if you got the right team. Don't get it twisted. You can still play strong man defense, but it's not as crazy as it was last year. I mean, it was so bad that if you bump my receivers for PS5 version of Madden last year, they literally forget their routes. If you're supposed to run a in route, they'll run to the air at the top of the route instead of breaking in. They'll either break outside, run up the field. They'll just do so. You're sitting in the pocket trying to throw the ball, and your guys aren't running the right play. Yeah, I beat him again. Go over again, man to man. You see how the safety doesn't know where he's supposed to be? I'm just moving Goodwin all over the field. He's running streak right. He just ran a wheel route from the top of that bunch, and he didn't expect that at all. So it forces them to have to rethink how they play defense. So you just can't sit there and just play man, grab a safety, and just stand in the middle of the field and do absolutely nothing. If you do that, then I'll just run plays away from your user, and then, you know, the computer has to cover it like you want it to cover, right? And it's just exposing his defense, and you can feel the frustration from your opponent, like, oh, this game's like, yeah. That's the first thing that always comes out. The game sucks. I'm like, yeah, but you're the only one that's only scored like 6 points, or the guy was playing the Saints. You're saying defense sucks, but you're the only one that I'm scoring 30 points, but you're scoring like 6 points. It's not like we're scoring 30 to 30. It's not like a close game where you can say, yeah, it does kind of, but if the score is that lopsided, you gotta think maybe it's some of the fault. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Some areas of the zone, yeah, it does need to be patched, and I believe patch is coming out for that. But then there's also some defenses you can play to patch up till the actual patch comes out, just to basically work so you can work with till the patch comes out. That's all. You just gotta adjust to it. That's if you know what you're doing. If you know how the defense plays, the zones that don't work, what are the weaknesses in those zones so you don't use them. I mean, there's some like what's the word? There he goes again. He backs off, but he bumps me again. Of course, is the user playing over the top help? No, he just wants to play man defense. All right, because he learns a lesson. The last 2 times I bumped him over the top. See, I mean, this kind of stuff I couldn't do last year, and I knew it was there, but I had Robinson and Mooney, and sometimes Mooney gets stuck on the line too. He just couldn't get off the line, and he just does that sometimes. Here, that's the reason why in the beginning of this video I said I moved into the slot, because if I see an opening like that, I need somebody to get off the line and go. If he's not going to help the corner over the top, and I know he's slower than my receiver, I'm going to test him. Let's see that matchup. Let's see that matchup play out. So, like, back to the zones. You know, if you know how to play zones correctly, then if you're playing a zone, you should know where the openings are in your defense when you're playing the zone. If you're playing cover 2, like the openings in the cover 2 is between the safety and the corner that's sinking on either the cloud or the hard flats or the soft squad. There's a hole up down the middle of the field. If you're playing a cover 3, you already know the seams, the slot is wide open for like streak shots. You gotta figure out why do I cover it? Do I want to move the safety over to one of, if they're running that's 4 wide receivers, that is. Or if they're running 3 wide receivers, the cornerback that's playing the deep blue, why not move over to the slot receiver side, so at least you can kind of match them, and then you play the second safety and just watch the seam on the other side just to make sure no streaks goes off on the other side. So this is, if you see me move my running back out, sometimes that's what I'm trying to expose the seams. Like, if you don't cover it with somebody, I'm gonna shoot the seams with you just gotta know where the vulnerabilities are in the zone coverages, and then you try to mask it with your user sometimes. But yeah, this guy right here, the next guy coming up. Yeah, in my ear, just going, man, you can't play no type of defense. I'm like, yeah, you're saying you can't play no type of defense, but you're not scoring. So what does that say about, your offense and the way you play defense? I mean, it's saying a lot if you're saying the defense sucks that bad. Like, is it the defense that sucks, or you suck at playing defense? There's got to be some type of fault somewhere. EA has some fault, of course. They need to patch the game. But still, how are you playing defense? Is it with any type of sense? Or you just, doing what most people do, which is play man defense. And then expect the computer to do everything for you, and if they don't do it for you, then you get mad. I don't understand. Another thing about no huddling, it's fine with no huddle, but some people like, do they understand what the purpose of no huddle is though? You know, people like offenses in the NFL may call a no huddle or hurry up system, but they have an hurry system with packages built in with that hurry up system. So you might have like a 10-15 play hurry up system where every time you come on the play, if the defense give us this look, audible to this play. If the defense give us this look on the hurry up, audible to this play. And also if you want to tire the defense out, yeah. But people just run hurry up just to run hurry up because they think they're like fooling your defense sometimes. And I might call a timeout because when I call defense, I'm playing based on depth of the zones. If I'm on defense and you're playing a lot of drags like this, then I gotta bring my zones down to cover the drags to use that switching up. And if you're going to run no huddle, then I'll let it go for a couple of tries. Like this guy is just running this double drags or double slants. I switched to man because he's been calling a lot of drags. So he hits this screen over here. Alright, cool. But I'm also counting the amount of plays he's calling and the amount of what the receivers are running, what kind of routes they're running. Then I change my zone based on what I've seen do most of the time. And so far right now, it's a lot of these drags coming across the field. That's what he's been running a lot. And my zone depth is set higher than can cover these. So usually I told you I don't really play cover 2, but because of how he was coming out 5 wide and playing cover 2, instead of me going, well, I will play cover 2, but cover 2 is broken. Alright, no, fine. I'm going to manage cover 2 because I know where the holes in cover 2. But if he doesn't know when I'm going to play cover 2, I'm going to use cover 2 in certain aspects. Just to throw him off so he doesn't throw those drags. And I'm going to set the yellow hooks, put him on 5 yards so he can't throw drags across the field. Get what I mean? You just use them sparingly. I'm not going to use it every down because if I start using it every down, see what I mean? The side covers all those slants that he was sending earlier, and he throws them off and he gets sacked because he's waiting for them to come open. Because I've been giving those away all game. One of the best things about playing in Chicago is having this kicking advantage. There's so many missed kicks because people don't understand the meter because maybe they don't play Chicago Bears a lot. And one of our advantages of playing in Soldier Field is for the opposing kicker, they're going to have a tough time kicking the ball. So when he went in the field goal, I was like, yeah, kick the ball, let me see you make this. And most of the time they usually miss it because they're not used to it. So I'm here on offense. So when he goes back on offense, I'll continue breaking down what I'm seeing and how I'm adjusting to what he's doing. Just adjust to what your opponent does. That's all it is. And trying to show him the same look all the time because, like, you might on a play art when I'm calling plays, you might see the same play, but just because the play art is there doesn't necessarily mean that's what's on the field. You get what I mean? Because I've adjusted the zone so much that it doesn't even look like what the play art says because I'm adjusting my zones based on how he plays. So I can sack you on third down. He's playing cover 2. And just notice like cover 2, I don't know, I'm thinking they patched something because cover 2 isn't playing like nearly as good as, nearly as bad as it was before. So I can start using cover 2 again. I think they must have done like a server side patch or something. I just noticed it's been playing better lately. Alright, he's back on offense. If I see this, man, like I always say, man, it's all drags and posts. Drags and posts. It's the easiest thing to read. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how to cover it, to cover it. I think I've been doing better now in covering it so that people don't really kill me with it anymore. If somebody comes out in this all game, I'm happy because I'm going to get a pick eventually. So here's why I'm using cover 2 because he's throwing a lot of underneath routes, but my hooks are set to 5 yards. Because I wasn't really trusting it at first. Let's see what I'm playing this time. Yep, still in cover 2. Throws the screen. And the way I'm playing defense, I give up a lot of yards, but the thing is, does it eventually result to points? This is cover 3 right here. I just don't like telling you I'm playing cover 3 by bringing the safety down. I let it look, all my plays look the same. They look like cover 2, cover 4, cover 3. It always all look the same. So you snap the ball and you go, oh, he's in a different defense. So I mean, he has to hold the ball and figure out what I'm playing and then dump it down, as opposed to just sending drags all day. And then, if it depends on what plays he calls next, I'll switch it up again. Should be the pick, man, but he got me to rubbing off the receiver, so they call it penalty on me. I thought it was pretty good D. Alright, he gets another set of downs. Still in this five spread here still. I'm mixing up the zones so he can't tell which one I'm playing, when I'm playing cover 4, cover 2, or cover 3. He has to make these reads afterwards. Like, so you can see right now, right, he's dumping the ball in the flats. because he's realizing what I'm doing. So alright, he's gonna start taking the flats from the running back to the tight end, and I'm noticing now, but I can't adjust it because I think he starts going no huddle on me. And he goes dumping into the flats, so that's cool. I'm gonna keep that in mind for later on in the video. But for right now, he can keep dumping in the flats. I can't really adjust the zones because I need to get to the play call screen. I wish you could do it on the fly, but you can't. But you know, you just gotta take it. And I understand this because I'm not playing my zones lower than 5 yards because of how he's been calling the game all day. So these flats are open for now. That's across the screen right here. Moving the ball effectively. So for this drive, yeah, he can take the flats. That's fine. Sack him here. First down. This play right here could have been stopped if I just switched over and hit the swap button. I tried to pick it off. I thought I was close enough to pick it off. You saw my cornerback reach for the interception and missed with the two hands. Yeah, because yeah, if you're not in position, it's just best just to swat the ball. I gotta remember to do that sometimes. I could have knocked that ball down, but it's all good. At least I know what the mistake. It's my mistake. It's a user mistake. Alright, I'm back on offense. What are we doing this time? What are we doing this time? But I'm narrowing down this offense as we continue to play in terms of adjusting my zones and just continue to keep playing defense. And hopefully we see how this thing pans out. If the way he's calling his offense is gonna last the whole game. There he goes, bumping me again, leaving the outside receiver 1-on-1, just like the other guy. I'm gonna take advantage of it because he bumped me on that last play. I saw when he bumped me, I sent him on the street because he's been playing that cover 6. And just like, alright, I hope that guy is fast enough to keep up with me. As you can tell, the reason why you hold the ball this long with no pressure coming is because the zone's just throwing him off. He's trying to figure. I'm blitzing right here on the right side, and this is gonna force him to dump it down, and I'm right there. Give me those. See, if the zones work the way it's supposed to work with rushes, like that zone that blitz from the outside, that forced him to throw early, and he didn't just blind through it to the drag. And I just had to just make sure I stay there. If this blitz come in, just stay in the middle and then cover the underneath routes because he has to get rid of the ball early. Alright, throws the ball up here with enough time. Nice big chunk. Back to the zones. Good run. But remember what I told you earlier from that last drive, he was hitting the flats a lot. So once it starts coming out in bunch, I'm going to set my zones to 0. The curl flats, I'm going to put them to 0 so they're going to attack the flats. But that, you know, because they're attacking the flats, there's other sections of the field that's going to be open. But his first read is going to be taken away because I'm setting the depth to 0. Because, you know, he's been throwing it a lot, right? Based on the difference I've been showing him so far. So we'll see. Right now they have set to 5. Those up here. Take those. That's the second pick. Oh, the second pick. Oh, his first pick. That's his second pick. Oh, it's the second pick. I will pick him off here. Moving upfield. Every time I see 1-on-1 to Goodwin's side, I'm going over to his side. I'll just set him there just to keep him honest. There he goes, bumping me again on the right side. He's playing cover 2, pass over to the safety, just dumping down low here. I just shift up in the pocket just to get rid of that ball. Alright, we're gonna set it down. Still bumping me. Set him up on another streak. Dumping down low here. Wide receiver, running back wide open. I find Williams down the field wide open. Come on, user, where you at? That's your man right there. Alright, man, we up, man. 24-6. Like I said, he's getting a chunk of yards throwing the ball, but it's not resulting in points. It's not resulting in points. I'm trying to slowly mix cover 2 back into my defense now. Because, like I said, I think cover 2 works again. It did something to it, because it definitely plays better than it had in the beginning. Screen. First down. Saints. Back to his close formations. See, it's covered really, except for this guy right here. Doesn't flare like it's supposed to. But those deep posts, it's not there. You guys keep taking the drags. So I'm not gonna give up the deep post on this. All streaks. Everybody's covered. Not working. Remember when he came out of this? The direct. There he goes to the flats. So I just set my zone depth to 0 now. He throws it to the flats again. I'm sitting right there waiting for it. I'm in cover 2 right here. Switching it up between cover 4 and cover 2. So like I said, they all look the same, so he has to guess what I'm doing after snap. If you look at the defense, everything looks the same. Back in cover 4 here this time. He's going to run the ball. Gotta get the first down, which he does. So you can't tell if I'm playing cover 2 or cover 4. I try to keep it all looking the same. Play action. Guy outfield. Oh, he drops the ball. He goes to the flats. Spicy held on to that pass. His information usually goes to the flats end, so this is how he plays this one. I got my guy set to 0. He throws to the flat, man. It's a wrap. He throws to the flats. Easy pickings. You know, he done that based off how he's been playing all game. Like the tendency starts to pile up. You see the same rotation of plays over and over again. Look at the way this cover 2 gets played on the left side. You see how he follows him across? He's supposed to be open there, but he just followed him across. So that's why I started thinking, like, I wonder if this thing's fixed. That right there, it's not a cloud, it's actually a soft squat. So he's gonna basically man him up out there. So I'm like, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. As you can see, he's a lot of throws, a lot of yards being gained, but it's like it's not resulting in points. It's not really resulting in points. Not this time. Not this time. That's the same play he scored on earlier. Like, why would you come on this as a run defense? Like, I don't understand, man. All them DBs on the field against a heavy run set. I don't understand. Like the wheels, the training wheels that was on Madden 21, it seems like 22 they removed it, and it's pissing a lot of people off because people really weren't playing defense. They were just playing to what the game allowed people to do. Just a couple 2 hours in, he was able to beat our guy down the middle. Yes, we saw a good read there. Good read on him. Good play call. That time he wasn't fooled. Okay, the slant is. I'm still playing cover 2 again. Let hurry up. Yeah. So I mean, you gotta find the holes. My defense is never foolproof, but I'll switch it enough where like you have to after you snap the ball, you gotta decide where you want to go with the ball. If you find the right guy, then you find the right guy. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So, all right, man. That's defense in a nutshell, man. You just have to continue to keep adjusting to what you see on the field. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me one time. Bang! Until next time, fellas, as usual, I'll holler at you dudes later. Alright, one.